Hey everybody, appreciate you coming. Glad folks are concerned about the county. I think some of you might be disappointed. It's not going to be maybe what you expect it is. This is actually a budget meeting. This is not a regular board meeting. Strictly a budget meeting for the members of the budget committee, which are Jimmy and Johnny and John Parker and Wayne, who is not here. They're just going to go over the figures we've been working on. We've been working on them for a good while. We're not complete, but we're working on them. One thing to let you know, there is not one vote will be taken tonight on anything. Mike Gailey was here yesterday, who is the CTAS officer. He explained what we need to do because we told there might be some folks here with the fact that there's been a little bit going on lately. So Mike told us to be sure and tell everybody, 0 votes tonight. Monday night at the regular board meeting, there will be no votes regarding a budget. We cannot adopt a budget until we get all of our revenues. We have the revenues that we've received so far, but we do not have the total revenues, so we can't make a total budget till we know what we've got to work with. So don't be surprised when nobody votes tonight, and don't be surprised when nobody votes on Monday, okay? So they're just going to be kicking this around, looking at numbers. We've got a lot of numbers we've already put in, so that's basically all we're doing, okay? That's it. If anybody expected something bigger, sorry, that's it. That's all we got. I think y'all canceled your meeting and reason that. I'm sorry. It's not going to be a whole lot going on, but whatever. I hope success down there, guys. Whatever. All right. What we're going to do is just go through. Again, we've got our revenues we've got through now, but we do not have them finished. So, anything you want to add, Jackson?
Yeah, look on page 3. That'll be the total of the revenue so far.
Okay.
And I think everything's updated as of today, so we'll just have June revenues to put in there. $6,252,419 is what's budgeted. And this year so far collected $7,543,000. That's some one-time things. I think the ambulance is in there, $379,000. So quite a bit. I mean, I think that definitely underestimating revenues has helped quite a bit last year and this year with not having a deficit. But that's on page 3, and just a little bit different than the last meeting that we had.
And one of the things too, as he said, we tried to underestimate revenues. We tried to overestimate expenses. Not everything, but a lot of things. We'd rather plan for more. That's come up short.
And y'all probably noticed one difference too. Matter if I forget this. The last time the top revenue there, the county property tax, was quite a bit higher. And the reason for that, we broke out this year's solar personal property payment down to
Payment in lieu of taxes.
yeah, the payment in lieu of taxes.
401,630.
And so 359,741. That may fluctuate just a little bit. They sent us the final numbers of their installed costs and everything, and I sent those to Steve, and just to make sure how we got the structure, the payment, comes out right. And then and also what that did was that changed the value of the penny just a little bit. If you look up there on the screen, I don't know if you can see it or not. You probably, I know it's real big. Let's zoom in on that bad boy. There we go. So right there is right now the value of the penny, $12,778, and that's down from last year, which was 13, whatever it was, 13,
wasn't it?
yeah, 941. So down quite a bit. Part of that is the ratio. We had a 0.9034 ratio, which was taken out of personal property, and also pulling the solar personal property out of construction and process where it was part of the tax aggregate. So taking that out lowered the penny value.
The bottom.
Yeah. So that's one of
It's understandable.
the difference on that.
You might explain what ratio is. Somebody might not know what
Yeah,
ratio
in the ratio, I know he hit on that the other night too, and hopefully we're going to be rid of that. What that is when we're on a 5-year reappraisal cycle, we have to, the second year and the fourth year, they do what's called an appraisal ratio. And what that is pretty much a ratio between what stuff's selling for versus what the assessor's office has it at. And so right now it looks like it's about 10% lower than what everything's selling for. And since real property doesn't get that 10% discount, each year, that's applied to the personal property, and then like, the state assessed property, like Gibson Electric,
Or utilities.
barges, all the utilities and stuff. So that's, last time, I think it was like a point
Point seven.
and it was about a loss of,
Like 270,000.
yeah, over 200,000. So luckily that's not the case this time. But after this reappraisal cycle, hopefully we'll be able to move like a 4-year, and we won't have a ratio anymore. So that'll be a huge help.
It affects several things. It affects your tax relief, how much you receive in tax relief each year. So if we could move away from it, that would be good.
Yeah.
Exactly, when do you think that's gonna come into effect?
So in 2029 will be the next reappraisal, and then after that,
That'll be in 4
we'll
years.
adopt that 4-year with
Okay.
with indexing. And on those index years, you'll get like a certified tax rate, just like a reappraisal.
Appreciate that.
So that'll help a lot. That'll help the penny value. That'll help not taking that hit. So, but that's one of the difference in the revenue. As far as expenditures go, I think what we've got everybody's keyed in. That turned one in. So right now, expenditures about $6,341,390. So without the rest of those revenues and whatever kind of clean up or cuts, whatever the case may be, about 88,000 is the difference right now. I think that'll be taken care of probably once the.
So by the time, when we key in those other revenues, it's basically a wash.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit,
That's it.
so,
Let's see. Okay.
And all the elected offices have turned in their budgets to us. We've got them keyed in. They've all talked to us before about what it is. Most of them are very similar to last year, minimal difference. Of course, we hadn't decided for sure. We're gonna work on that still. But everybody's turned them in.
I think we got everybody.
As of right now, as of 1st of June, 11 months through, there was none of the offices were over budget. Nobody. As of 1st of June, not a single elected office was over budget. Everybody was in the 80s. We had 2 were in the early 90s. So when you looked at, we've used 11 months out of 12, everybody is staying right on track. So we're very pleased with that.
And as far as, I think expenditures, the only big things that may change, may go up, something like that, is, depending on, the trials. I guess if they add any more, take any more away. Is she in there?
Yeah, she's,
Brian, or
So, no, just, I mean, that may be one of the biggest expenditures that may go up or down, if, depending on the trials.
for the last 2 years, we've included extremely high amount in the budget to cover trials. And sometimes they get delayed, but we tried to have plenty in there to cover it. So that's one of the reasons that circuit right now is really good on budget total. We hadn't had to use it.
I tell you, well, I say this, y'all ain't gonna like it. But hell, I don't like it. But I've looked at it, and trying to, I mean, whether people believe it or not, it's very, I mean, all the offices are as thin as they could possibly be on their budgets. I mean, if you don't believe it, just get a copy and look at it. So, that being said, I've been kind of thinking outside the box a little bit of some of the things we can cut, and I'm just going to suggest this. Don't nobody bite my head off. One of the things, just right off the top, which is 36,000, which is a penny and almost 3 pennies, is cutting the commissioner's pay, cutting our pay. Now, we have to, according to Mike, yeah, by law, they have to pay us $20.
We're a class 6 county. I think the minimum's 25.
Yeah.
The maximum is like 40.
Yeah, we way above that.
Yeah. Because we're a class 6 county.
I mean, y'all not do it for the money, you know. I ain't gonna say it's appreciated, but it's not a requirement to me, you know. So I would like to propose that we take a look at that, at dropping it down to whatever and if best I got it figured, that's almost 3 cents on the tax roll. Is that right?
Yeah, that'd be about right.
36,000, 2.8, something like that.
Depending on what it.
Well, that and the
Planning Commission.
planning commission.
Planning Commission. They don't make as much as.
Right, they're less.
Yeah, the Planning Commission could go down.
8,400 on those.
And that 8,500 in that Planning Commission goes to Northwest Development District
Mhm.
to Donnie. But then the other part is the commission, or the members.
But you know, if something, you know, God forbid something happened and, you know, it not go out like we have planned, you know, one of our, I'm not gonna say the very next step, but one of our next 5 steps is, you know, sending people home.
Yeah.
And I'd rather cut us way before we even talk about that.
I still don't think that's gonna bring enough, even if we cut this, I don't think it's gonna be enough.
And,
For the future.
and another thing I thought about, just a suggestion, is combining the Tiptonville and Reesley senior citizens. Because if the comptroller comes in, he's told us point blank, it ain't no combining them, they're gone. You know, and if we won't take any heed to anything he said, that meeting, he was up here that Monday, and then we've met with him again. I think that's a what's the word I'm looking for?
Compromise.
That's a compromise. And obviously, in my mind, with that being said, we don't own the library in Tiptonville, but we do own the one in Reesley. A double-edged sword there, I would like to look at, because I mean they're a lot bigger and I don't know how to say this without sounding ugly, seem to be more active. I would like to see maybe take Tiptonville's and combine with Reesley's senior citizens, and vice versa, the library in Reesley combined with Tiptonville. We don't own Tiptonville's building, but we contribute, you know, everybody knows that. But we fund it almost exclusively down at Reesley, am I right? Yeah.
Yes,
So that's,
unless they've changed it.
no, they hadn't. I think that's right. So, you know, they've got, each of them's got an assistant. Is that right? That's right.
Yeah, on
Do they have one up here?
Senior.
Seniors. Mhm. But we need to figure out on the seniors, what is grants, what comes from Northwest Aging,
Yeah, and see how.
what comes from the county.
Mhm. Like I said, that's something we gotta get with Mike and help us, but I think that's a start.
Because there's, as he has told us before, there's some regulations on libraries and senior citizen centers. You can't just go in and slash it. There's
Right.
gotta be a certain way that it's done
Right.
properly. It can be done, but it's gotta be done the right way
Right.
to their standards. Nutrition and aging are like 2
Mm.
things Northwest Development District helps us with. So we'd have to line those up. We've talked to them about getting our figures together too, so that's good.
Let's see.
It's something to definitely think about.
If, both of the senior, just for reference, both of the senior centers, the expenditures are, let's see, about 100, a little over 100,000. So just say 50.
And you look at the Office on Aging Revenue.
That's 80.
Look, just a
So, you know, ideally, of course, you know, you don't ever know that until you iron it all out, but, you know, ideally, that's it's knocking on the door of 100,000 right there, you know.
Yeah.
Without being a detriment, I mean, some people might disagree and say it is a detrimental change, and they're right, that's a valid point, but it's not a super bad change. It's a compromise.
And then, I mean, you go in and you look at the aging program's revenue so far, as of right now, we've brought in 60,846, but we need to figure out how much of that's designated for Tipton Mill and how much is designated for
Yeah, and if
Ridgely.
it, you know,
Right.
based on the
People
cut,
at each one.
you know,
Ridgely is by far bigger.
Yeah.
Than Tiptonville. I don't know.
I would say they have close to 50.
Yeah, right at.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a big group down there.
I know the latest statistic Connie gave me, I think there's 14 people from Tiptonville that go to the Ridgely.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if there's Ridgely people come to Tiptonville.
I'm not sure of that.
And then Ridgely has got some from Oldine County.
Mhm.
It actually has a couple from Dyer County
Yeah.
as well.
They got a great thing going
They've got
on.
two that
Yeah.
come from Dyer County every day.
they got the vans, so I mean, like transportation.
Right,
Mhm.
right, and that's something. If I'm just saying, if we look further into that, that's something Amy and Miss Connie can help us iron out the details. You know,
We'll put it in.
but
both
we need
ways,
to
and,
talk to Mike.
Yeah, you have to,
Yeah,
I'd do it both ways.
We'll put-
See-
we'll
see
put-
how-
See what you
yeah,
save.
You gotta do that,
Yeah.
so you can do a comparison on what you're going to do.
All right, I got one more thing, and I swear I'm gonna be quiet. Another, another thing that I looked at, and I couldn't find it right here. I had it. I walked off and left my copy at home. Is what we pay for the mowing contract.
David Counts.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's roughly, remind me, Jackson.
what was
I think it was
36?
36 is in my head for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason, we pulled that from
Is
Angie,
it,
and I'm
it's
not sure.
building, hold on, I'll tell you.
Well, I thought it would be, but I couldn't find it under the
It's
county
under
building.
county buildings.
Well, right now, I don't know what all,
There's
come
maintenance
out of
and
that.
repair services, but there's notes out here, it says
but
the wall.
as
wall
of,
repair.
That's it.
yeah, it was 46,000,
That's a
Mhm.
number.
so,
Yeah,
What?
46,
46,
357.
and I don't know how much of
How
that is the mowing.
46, 357,
Oh.
and we would have to go through the expenditures and see how much
Get that
was
account
just
analysis
mowing.
for that account, and then we'll know exactly how
Mhm.
much.
But anyway,
Less.
I can't say how much it'd say, but obviously it's gonna say. I talked to the sheriff, the other day, and, you know, when Denny was here, he got that, I can't remember what the grant was for, but he got a grant, he got the whole works. I mean, the mowing system works, it's basically new, cause it's been set and it's been inside over there with a little bit of effort, you know, it wouldn't be no problem. And he's willing to, us dedicate, a trustee to take care of that and take care of all the mowing and stuff. So, I mean, nothing against David. David does a great job. I mean, I've heard nothing but compliments on David, but in the spirit of saving money, that's a simple one. You know, we do it at home. If you can't afford to pay your yard, you mow it, you push it, you know, so. Kind of,
And bring it up, Brian, like he mows, is it 3 cemeteries?
well,
Is it 3 or 4 cemeteries that he mows?
well, to my knowledge it's Jones Chapel,
Jones Chapel, Horn Ridge.
Horn Ridge.
And I thought there was another one. A small
It used to be the one, now the one down there, Moran, it hadn't been, it was on the list at one time,
Okay.
but it's almost non-existent anymore. And the one out there at Haynes is what I call the old side, the city's
The city's got
maintaining
that.
it now, so.
Brian, would that be a problem?
That's something I'm willing to entertain if we can make it work.
Okay.
A lot of you probably know it, but we don't have any outside movement now as far as trustees and all because of contraband. And, getting contraband into the jails and whatnot. So we kind of stopped all the outside movement, but that is something that I'd be willing to try to make work. We can do that.
Garbage cleaning in here.
Yeah, that would help a lot if you
We
could.
appreciate it. I mean, I know it's work the kinks out, you know.
Be willing to try it.
Who cleans the courthouse?
Michelle Lanier, please.
Couldn't the trustees do that also? Didn't they used to do that?
They used to.
We'll
but-
ease into that.
Yeah.
We'll ease into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. People coming in and leaving stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that regular schedule
Yeah.
probably.
The regular schedule, I think, you know.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank
Appreciate that.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he does a good job with cemeteries, but we would,
Ain't nothing against him whatsoever. He does a great job.
Not at all. But
And
that would save some good money if we couldn't.
one of the only other,
I got a
I found my notes, one of the only other changes on the expenditures was the extension office and, let me see, let me go over to it.
What page you on?
Let me find it. Page 17. It's down just a little bit from the benefits being into that to just like salary supplements. Is that right? Yeah, just salary. So they cut the benefits out of there. So I think it's like 13,000 less than the last
It's salary and autonomy.
salary, and then the communication line for the extension office. So that's about 13,000 less than the last copy y'all had.
It's like 37.
It was right at 50 with the benefits, and now I think it's like down to, at 40.
Hey, Brian.
On the, on our, when we get the people from the prison, like for instance, just, what all does that entail?
As far
For
as,
instance, like if we got regular people in here and they have to go to the doctor and that kind of thing, does the prison, I was asked this question too, does the prison cover for any medical or dental that our guys take for those people that are out there?
if they're a state inmate, they do, I believe it's like $1,000, they'll pay up to $1,000. Prison do, they will pay that part of it,
Okay.
but as far as the county inmates, we get nothing for that.
I understand that, but
We pay all
I
that.
was just asking about the state, you know,
But
when,
the state will pitch in to help on that medical or dental bill.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Well,
And they gets higher every year.
it does.
We had one person, I know some of y'all know that, we literally had one inmate that had a $57,000 bill. And we wound up talking to the home office in Texas, and they did drop it because they realized how distressed we were, and they did drop it down. But one patient, 57,000, between meds, tests, hospitalization, ICU.
A lot of that is Dyersburg, for whatever reason, don't want to deal with us. If we send one to Dyersburg, you can almost bet they're going to send up to Jackson.
Yeah.
They just don't want to move with inmates.
Right.
So here lately, we've been sending them to Union City treats them, send them back. But, the thing about it is, if they end up staying in the hospital, then we got to sit with them around the clock. Depends on the charge. Sometimes the judges will give them a medical furlough, depends on what their charges are. A lot of times you can't do that because of the seriousness of the charge.
But people need to know that kind of thing, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of, because if you do a 5-year breakdown on that, it's a big, big difference, you know, if you do that over a period of time.
Just for my curiosity, you said that medical part, just, this has nothing to do with it, just so I know. If they give them a medical furlough, from that moment on, is the bill on them or is it on us?
Bills on that
Bill's
person.
on that person. I'd give them a furlough and well.
Yeah, I've been stuck with it. They had a serious charge, put furlough on me.
Yeah.
Exactly right. First time he said, I got a toothache, I'd be writing that.
That's kinda like you fired before you hit the ground.
And if they complain, you got to do something.
Yeah.
You can't ignore it.
A lot of times we know they're trying to fool us, but, as soon as we don't send one out,
Yeah,
nothing happens.
absolutely.
The county thinks we're broke now, but
Yeah,
something like that happens, we would be broke.
thank you, Sheriff.
I was trying to think, I made some notes somewhere, they're probably still wherever they're at, but, one more thing for the revenue, and, Carnation, you might be able to hit on this a little bit, I don't know, but Jessica's gonna check into it too, some of the outstanding, collections in the circuit and general sessions. I think there's a couple of different ways that those can be addressed, it's actually like somebody in-house being dedicated to that, and I think we get more, you might even know a little bit about it, Sheriff, I don't know. Or like a collections agency, something like that, I don't know the exact number.
Agency, we'd have to send money into the
Yeah,
state.
yeah,
If we
so,
did it in-house,
We collect
we
that
wouldn't have
100%.
to, we could keep the
Yeah.
state fees.
So I
I'm
think
wondering
she-
about that, because there's a lot of them.
She's checking into that too, I think she's been with, O'Brien.
Sorry, it's pretty much cost collections is what it's called. We checked around counties in Tennessee, we called and see how they were set up to do it. What it is if the case is like 6 months delinquent on them paying their court fees, then the county kind of gets 50% of what they pay in.
They got-
So it really would help, it would help. She's still looking into it, but.
It's some big sums too, like it's outstanding, ain't it? I mean, several $100,000.
Yeah, I think it's several hundred thousand.
So that's one, I don't know, we got the credit business on years ago.
Yeah, and then, also, Carnation, I hate to ask you another question, but you might be able to answer this too. Some reimbursement too, I think, for some of those, prison trials. I know they hit on it,
Yeah, she said something about, when they're the state inmate on
Yeah.
trial, the expenses that she has to pay out, and be brought back in, they'll pay, the state will pay us back.
so we may be able to, I think she's figuring some of that too, so.
Well,
We'll
I could
update that revenue.
be, I could be speaking out of turn, but I believe they said that that'll go back a little retro for some of the ones
Yeah.
that was already in process. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could be telling that wrong, but I think that's what they
And
said.
originally at the, yeah, I think that's what they said.
They said that, documentation.
And I think she's gonna submit one, and, she's gonna kind of look at the ones we have now and maybe be able to budget some of that revenue. But as soon as she does, we'll add that.
Chief and I looked at the statute today, and it looks like the state is, if the crime happens at Northwest while they're in prison, from what we read, it looks like the state's gonna take care of that bill if that person goes to trial.
That's the way I took it too.
So
Yeah.
if that's the case, that's gonna be big. 'Cause
Yeah.
Right now, our circuit court is overloaded with
Yeah,
TDOC cases.
yeah.
We can have those cases up there, we would be in pretty good shape, but
And that's part of that, I think Jessica has like 175,000 budgeted for some trial, so that'd probably mitigate
yeah.
some of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, a lot of
you
it.
know, a lot of these cases coming in here, and they're murder charges, and they've got 8 defendants. I mean, you're talking 2, 3, 4 week trials.
The one thing I hadn't really thought about until right now, we're talking about it. Will we have to front that trial money and they reimburse us? I guess they'd about have to.
Now.
'Cause how would they have a
I bet we
figure?
pay for it up front.
Pay for it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We pay for it up
I don't know
front.
that, but that's what I would think.
And then we essentially invoice them
Right.
for what our costs are.
As usual state process,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And I think a lot of that stuff is a standard cost.
Yeah, I'm sure,
You
yeah.
know, from year to year.
Mm,
I mean, they may say, for a
They'll pay
figure.
this much for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They only pay so much per line item
Mm,
is all they'll do. So you may end up eating it on the back end too.
And we've got trials set out for what? April,
Is that
February, March next year already.
4? Is that correct?
No, a lot. We're set out for now.
I'm talking about the big cases.
All the big cases, we got one next month in Carroll County, that we're gonna have to pay for that. Then we got one in September, in Dyer County, and that's gonna be a sequestered jury, so that one's gonna cost some money.
Yeah.
I'm missing, we still got drug case on this. Okay, so Lagrandis actually has 2 cases coming up in Carroll County that we're gonna pay for.
So it'd be maybe right at 4 cases then.
Yeah, but one of the Drummond's case, TDOC won't pay for, it's just the one that the murder that happened in the prison.
Right, that's right.
He's still fighting one from
Murder and
inside.
drug case,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, everything that happens inside is what the state's gonna pay for.
And, I'll get with Jessica and, we'll put some estimated revenue in there for the next.
Yeah.
So, we'll figure out a way, yeah.
You know, Matt, about general sessions and such, we have found that Weakley County has a pretty good system for making people pay real quickly. So
Yeah, I think she talked to their clerk and then O'Brien, I know 2 or 3.
they have no
Got to be a better way.
bigger volume than we do, so.
Oh, I don't think so.
All right, is there anything else that we missed? We didn't hit on.
No, we'll do those differences that y'all suggested, we'll put those in both ways, and we can set another date if y'all want to, for
Need
another
to.
meeting, and,
Doesn't need to be far out here than we need to
I'll
get.
make that date next week. Oh, the only other thing too that, and we'll figure out how to put it in there, I don't know exactly, is, I know one of the options that Comptroller Umpire mentioned was the central finance, like adopted in the 1981 Act. So talking to him and then talking to some of the attorneys like at CTAS and stuff, I don't really know exactly what direction's best, but,
I don't think they know.
right, well, yeah, right, and so I think what we may do is what they suggested, actually kind of, this was both, was going ahead and putting an expenditure in there of the, like the director itself, where whenever it is adopted, after a budget's adopted, they can start whatever the process is gonna be, so that way it's in the budget. And not exactly sure, talking to Brian at the comptroller's office and then Mike at CTAS, how the breakdown will be with the highway and then like the school, how that'll look. But I think no matter what, I think if it's adopted this year, you're talking about implementing by next year, is the way that Jason and Brian at the comptroller's office mentioned, so. But, we'll try to get that expenditure put in there and, get a little bit better idea and get that whenever we can, it'll be rolling.
We're gonna bring the individual back in so we can ask any more questions.
When we get ready for it, before we finalize it, yeah.
We need to do that as well.
I don't,
14 from Tippville though. So that's what I'm saying. That helps my point, you know. Already a big amount of Tippville residents go to the Ridgely senior citizen down there.
And I know a lot of people are asking and wondering about each individual budget and this type of thing. The folks will be coming in and we'll be talking to them individually because I know I've got a lot of questions on the each individual departments and that type of thing. School board, there's a lot of things out there that we're gonna be doing. And I don't think anybody's here tonight on the school board. But they're gonna be coming in here so that we can ask questions. And if you got any questions that you'd like answered or anything, contact the commissioner so he can ask those questions if you can't be here or anything. But we've got about 3 or 4 pages, something like that already, that we're gonna be asking for justification, manpower models, wanting to know if we can justify all the head count and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of things out there that we're looking at, but we'll see what happens when we start doing that. Because also we're looking at a QDM class here pretty quick, I hope. Don't you agree, Danny? And we're gonna try to get that set up and done. And there's also about 4 or 5 federal requirements that we're fixing to have to do and get it done. Do we have any word on that school board deal on that, where it started out at $35,000?
I tried to call Allison Austin today and I just got a tape and she has not called me back, so.
Well, we need to try to find out something on that as fast as we can and figure out why they chose that route to do that. I'm for one totally disagree with that. But anyway.
Did you tell them what a QDM is?
Huh?
Did you tell them what a QDM is?
Oh, it's a quantitative management classes and this type of things that they can go into. It's a finance type deal. So that a lot of people don't understand what you're talking about when you have to charge something and then take it back out and that type of thing. But it's also classes that are set there so you can put stuff in your parking. You can drill down everything there. Like I said a while ago, I asked for manpower models and this type of thing. That's a big part of this thing, you know. But you're going to have somebody that's in charge of the finance side of that to really get after that and dig down. Is what we're going to have to do, and that's got to be done no matter what happens, in my opinion. But we've got about, I would say probably about around 40 questions I know that I've got on there that people have called me with and asked me to ask questions about. So if you got any, let us know so we can ask them. We'll be glad to get in there and dig into it and see what we can find out. Jack, thank you. Where's the Jack one to? Oh, thank you for this. One other question, do you know what, when we're talking about this, what the other counties are charging on their normal calls? Do you know?
A lot higher than mine.
Well, I know, because I was talking to some folks in Shelby County and I've talked to some folks in Tipton County and as well, and looking at what the standard prices, standard charges are and that type of thing.
What you're gonna get into there, we tried this before. They like the Wine County, they come in, okay? They charge a lot more. But a lot of their people, the Brazos Adams got insurance, whatever. Probably 85% of our stuff is Medicare.
Yeah.
So it ain't gonna make no difference if you charge them $100 or $5,000. Medicare only gonna pay what they wanna pay.
Yep.
But if you just keep raising the rates, all you're gonna do is have to write it off. Medicare's gonna make you write it off. You make it look good on paper, but it ain't gonna bring you no money.
But at the same time, I don't want to put us at no kind of risk either. Liability risk, you know, so we don't want to get into that.
Understand? Your liability risk, in my opinion, I probably shouldn't say this. Every time that truck goes out, it should have, at a minimum, 2 AMTs on it, or an AMT and a permit. When you run into anything less than that, you're asking the trouble.
Exactly.
We got patients.
Applications.
The state says you can do it, but that don't mean the lawyer won't eat you alive if you get in trouble.
I guarantee you they'll eat you alive.
That's something y'all need to look at is get the personnel on those trucks raised up to higher level. Or someday you're gonna pay for it.
Well, we're paying for it right now.
No, not compared.
Well, I disagree, but that's another thing.
What you just came in, we had just mentioned the situation. Has Allison Austin called you? She hasn't gotten back with me whenever I've called her. I didn't know if maybe she talked to you. So Sam and Kustoff, they're all still working on it. Because Kustoff hasn't called me back yet with it. Apparently there's no problem on their part. They said they would if they had issues.
As far as I know, the request has been made with Department of Treasury, it's just waiting on review.
Okay. Thought you might have something I didn't know. Thank you.
Talking to her. He does.
Yes, is that it? Is that it? Everybody done?
I don't have anything else. Just set maybe another budget.
Set up another budget meeting?
Yes,
Yes.
set another meeting.
Y'all like letting me have like this?
Yeah, it
You're
don't make
working,
any
you're
difference.
working.
Don't matter to me.
Whatever y'all want to do, I don't care.
5 o'clock.
It don't matter, I'll do 9, but I don't want to wait, you know. We need to get on it pretty quick.
We can do one during the day and the next one in the evening or vice versa, or,
We
Mhm.
just gotta make sure y'all can,
Yeah, I'm good. Just
It
tell
doesn't
me.
matter to me.
and Jimmy,
I'll figure something out.
Just tell me when.
we'll get one together. Is
what y'all think?
that it?
Here, I got a
What
calendar.
do we need?
We got one.
We need a week. What we need?
Yeah, we can get all these put in.
Mhm.
When
And then,
do you think we're gonna have those other numbers?
Well, we'll have the numbers, let's say if we have it, say next Thursday, we will have another week of figures to put in it as to what our costs are. And as Mike said, it's gonna be a while before we get our revenue, so I don't think we'll have all our revenues by next week. But we'll also, as Mallory's got all those revenues we got up to
I mean,
date.
everything that's put on there to date, what is
That
on
was-
there
that
is
was
what I
estimates.
have figured to date after I closed out.
Right.
And I mean,
We'll have another week of revenues
mhm.
and expenses on it. So
We'll
I'm
put,
good.
and we'll put those couple different things y'all talked about. What will it look like if this,
What
if
that changes on.
Yeah, and what the,
And that could be when we have people come in,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to.
That's fine. Maybe
Each
it's whatever.
department come
Yeah,
in
that's
that
fine.
way.
and it'll be put during the
Thursday.
day probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next Thursday.
I think also too, if we've got questions on any one of these and any breakdown on any one of these departments, we need to make sure that those department heads are here.
I'd say get a list of whatever questions you got
Right.
and what departments they go to, and we'll send it. Make sure
Yeah, they can have that.
And no finger point, none of that
Yeah.
kind, we just gotta be
No,
able to
whatever
answer
questions it
these
is,
things.
yeah.
Because I've gotta get back to people and tell them what they're.
And a lot of people don't understand it.
Well,
A lot of people don't know. A lot of people have legitimate questions, but a lot of people don't understand exactly what they do. So
So what, next Thursday?
next
At,
Thursday, that's good with y'all.
It's
it
fine.
don't
with me.
make any difference to me.
What day?
Was that
What
not
time?
the 23rd, is it?
I don't know. Is it
No, it's
23rd?
8. No.
The
It'll
18th.
be the 18th.
What
18th.
about, I don't have those numbers for y'all. I won't, it looks like they're gonna be here that day for the, they're gonna audit us that day, the DPA is. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So that won't put us out.
No, I'll still have, we can have.
What
the numbers.
time are we
What
gonna do
time?
this?
Y'all want 5 or you want
They don't
earlier in the
care.
day?
It don't make no difference.
Jimmy?
to me.
I mean, I don't want to be dictated by schedule. I mean, obviously,
Well,
five's better for me, but I don't want to be self-deceived.
I'm gonna do 5. That's all right. That's y'all two are working.
It's fine.
That's good. We'll do
And you
fine.
get that list and we'll send that to the departments and whoever will be here, make sure they are, and then we'll do it during the day next time, whoever can't be here, those departments.
Yeah, we can always do it. Okay. That's it, guys.
All right.
Thank you. They didn't even have.
Zoomed in as best I could.
On Woody's,